the worst day ever. I just spilled tea on myself. I'm gonna tell you guys about the horror story of my check-in day because it was a whole mess. Most check-in days you hear like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I'm so tired, I cleaned my room, I did all this, I made it. It was beautiful. Yes, that happened. Yes, I was tired. Yes, I started doing my room. But my whole check-in day was a little scary. First part of my check-in day, I check out of the hotel my aunt and I were staying in because neither of us had ever been to Disney World, so we were like, we're gonna come here because I want to see like where I'm gonna work, you know, I want to see the company I'm gonna be working for because I had been to Disneyland but not Disney World. But I drove her to the airport, found out that there's a toll bridge on the way to the airport, so I had to pay a toll there and back from the airport. I'm so glad I had cash with me because I had spent so much money on the trip up here. And buying a car before, like it was so much. It was so hard on my bank account, but we made it happen. It was very exciting. Yeah, so there was a toll bridge. Not happy about that. I go back, I went to sleep, and I checked out. I have never driven in Florida. My aunt had been doing most of the driving here in Florida just because like big cities make me anxious, and I had literally had my license for like a month before I came here at most. And I have to go figure out how the heck to get to my complex. Luckily, my hotel was really close to my complex, which I didn't check before I like got a hotel, which probably would have been smart, but like it's no biggie. So I got in. I checked in pretty early actually and was like, hey, cool. I'm super excited. I like get to my door and I'm like, oh, I wonder if my roommates have moved in yet. Like I was like super excited. I was under the impression that you could only room with people during the same dates as you. Not how it works. So apparently the old roommate that lived here self-termed. It was shortly before I got here. I had somebody come clean it and I walked in and 3 of my roommates were here and they were like, we can show you your room, your roommate won't be here for a while. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I come in and like Cam welcomes me, she's on the couch, she's chilling, and I'm like, oh hey, I'm just so excited to be here. And like they talked to me about everything and I was like, oh my gosh, I got so lucky with so many awesome roommates. I'm the only new one, so I just had to settle in. So I started unpacking my room, and then I was like, heck, I have a drug test at like 12:15. And I do my drug test and I'm like, okay, this is fine. I don't do drugs, it's not a big deal, it's fine. For some reason, my casting was at 2 o'clock and they said come before 1, so I was like, oh, that's cutting it a little close because they're like, leave an hour to get there on the bus, and I was like, okay. So I stroll up in there after drinking like 4 whole bottles of water. I don't think I'm over exaggerating there. It's 4 bottles of water. I chugged that and I went over and I'm confident like I got this time. Go in, I'm sitting there, I can't pee. It's not coming out. Like it wasn't happening. So I was like, cool, great. I went out and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do. Like you threw out the other one, like what do you want me to do? Can I come back tomorrow? Like can I come back later? And they were like, well, we're done for today. So we're gonna need you to actually go to the urgent care down the street before 5 o'clock today and try to pee for them. And if you don't, it's gonna delay your traditions later this week. And I was like, so stressed out. I was like, I literally am running late for my casting right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know how long casting's gonna take. I don't even know what casting is at the moment. Like it was stressing me out. So I get on the bus and the bus is like, yeah, so I'm ahead of schedule. We're not actually allowed to leave for like another 5 minutes. So we just sat at this one place, like in the middle of nowhere for like 5 minutes when like me and like 3 other girls on the bus were running late to their casting. So we finally get there. I think we were like 5 minutes late. Be on time for your casting, not saying it's okay. It was okay for us because like we got there right when they were letting people in, so like we got there. It was fine. There's people before you, it's just the whole flow. You still have to wait no matter what, but be on time, people. Nah. So I'm late for casting. It's fine, we're here, we got that. So I go up and I walk up. I'm like, cool, I'm here for casting. It's gonna be so exciting. Stressed out. They take the ugliest picture in the entire world at casting. It's for your Blue ID. Know that. It's not at the best angle for certain people. Know that, especially if you're shorter. It's probably not gonna be a good angle. Try to look nice. I know it's check-in day. They say wear casual, comfy clothing. Look nice for your Blue ID picture, okay, people? They don't tell you what's coming. They don't. Apparently put my address down wrong and had to like fix that like very last second before everything happened. I met these people and they're like, do you want to go to Walmart? And I was like, I want to go to Walmart. You guys want to go? So we were like, let's go to Walmart. And then I was like, wait, I have to go to this urgent care before 5 o'clock. So after we're done with casting, we realized the bus doesn't come and get us, or at least that's what we were told and that's what we had believed. So we're sitting there almost an hour. Nobody's trying to do anything. Everyone's just standing around talking. I'm like, I got places to be. I have a deadline. Like, it's almost, I think it was almost 3 o'clock and I hadn't left yet, and I was stressing out because I was like, no, it's gonna take me an hour to get back to my apartment, probably around that. I think it was only like 45 minutes, but it was still pretty long. So I called them. We figured out that the bus does come, like they have to come back. It was stupid of us to think that it didn't. It just like there was something wrong with the app and it was a problem. I'm stressing the heck out. So we call them. I call the urgent care and I'm like, yo, hey, I'm with Disney. I need to get drug tested. When do I come in? What do I need to do? And they were like, there's a 45-minute wait for drug testing right now, but you guys can go ahead and you can just come in. You don't have to call or anything. You just drop in. They told me to call. So I was like, cool, I don't have to call. I already did, no big deal. I did it, at least I did it. So the bus finally comes. There was a whole group of guys who like were so stressed because the bus took forever to get back that they called a Lyft and they got there 2 seconds after the bus arrived and they just took the Lyft. They were like, no, we're not taking the bus. So we took the bus back. I hop in my car right away. Figure out my phone's on like 6%. If you ever know me, my phone's almost always dead. Like, I charge it all the time. Like, my phone's on the charger right now, but it's almost always dead. Freaking get in my car, not realizing my phone's dying, and I find the urgent care. There's U-turns in Florida, and there's not in Washington. I'm from Washington State, for those who didn't know. We don't have, like, very many legal U-turns, at least in the small parts, the small cities that I lived in while I lived in Washington State. There were not legal U-turns. Like, that was not a thing. They're everywhere in the South, especially in Florida. So this GPS is like, take a U-turn right here, and I was like, I can't do that, and I was scared because it was like a 2-lane thing, and it was so stressful. Like, I'm fine with them now, but I wasn't then, so I was stressing out. So I just take a left turn and then I make a smaller U-turn on a less busy street. Going down, I missed the turn into the urgent care and I accidentally turned into the one before it, like the entrance before, which is a hotel that unfortunately doesn't connect to the urgent care parking lot. So I had to make a right turn back onto this busy street and practically make a U-turn into this parking lot. I did. It was successful. It was fine. My phone then died in the parking lot and I had no idea how to get back at this point. So I'm basically crying, stressed out. I have literally an hour to get this done. Walk in. There's like 4 people in front of me and they're like, what do you need? I was like, I'm with Disney, I need to get a drug test as soon as possible. And they're like, cool, it's still a 45-minute wait. So I'm stressing out. I'm like, oh my god, what if it's more than 45 minutes? Stressing out. I have drank so much water by this point that I have to pee so bad. Like, it was the worst. So I didn't go pee. I didn't do it. And I'm sitting there and this guy's basically giving me directions home while I asked one of the nurses if they had a charger, and they did. They had a cube. I had my cord. It was great. So I'm charging my phone. It's not charging very quickly, and I'm talking to this random guy that works for Disney who's giving me directions back to my complex because it's my first day in Florida. And so they're like, cool, cool, cool. It's fine. 45 minutes later, I finally peed. I did it. It was great. We made it happen. It was awesome. My phone charged to like 6% or something like that. Maybe like 10. I don't even know. But it wasn't charging fast with this charger. Like, it was broken. It wasn't working. It was horrible. I get in the car. My car's making weird noises. I hadn't gotten the oil change yet after driving 3,000 miles. So it was being funny for quite some time after I got here. I was freaking out. I was like, my car's gonna break down, my phone's gonna die again. I was just stressed as heck. I did make it back to my complex. Obviously, it happened. It was fine. I was basically bawling in my car driving to my complex. It happened. It was great. I get back to the complex, and I'm chilling. I let my phone charge for a good like half hour, and I'm like, hey guys, I need to let my phone charge for a bit. I texted those people that I had met back at casting that wanted to go to Walmart. I was like, I can take you two to Walmart if you want. It's chill. I love these two. They're so sweet and they're so nice, and I love them. We went to Walmart. I expected it to take maybe an hour or two. It took us almost 3 hours to get through Walmart just because all of us needed so much, and all of us were so indecisive about what we needed. And I didn't have a list. They had lists, but like they still wanted other things. They saw them and were like, oh, that's a good idea. This is a good idea. So it took us 3 hours and 3 separate shopping carts to get through it. And one of them asked me like, hey, can we get food on the way out? And I'm like stressed and tired and was like, there's a McDonald's at the front. We can get that on the way out. But like, I'm not going anywhere because it's really bad traffic. It's my first day again driving in Florida, and I have a car full of frozen food and all of your guys' stuff. Drop them off. We get to the complex. The only spot there is at one of the complexes was a parallel parking spot in between 2 other vehicles that were too close to the lines. And I was like, no, I have a big vehicle. This is not happening. Baloo can't fit. Baloo's the name of my car, by the way, and it's not gonna happen. So like, I drive all the way around. I'm like, here, I'll drop you off here. I'll walk it up to you. And so I walk it up. I help them set up some things, and she's like, okay, fine. Drop the second girl off. Went quick as heck. She just had me drop it off the bottom of the stairs. My phone then dies because it didn't charge enough earlier. It's dark. I don't know how to get back to my complex. She looked it up on Google Maps, wrote it down. I made it. It was fine. I was stressing out the whole time. I was freaking out. I was driving really slowly. It was very simple to get from her complex to mine. It's not hard. I live in Vista, so I live away from the other 3 complexes. It's a time. So I did that. It was fine. That was basically the end of my stressful day. Once I got home, I like turned off my car. It was like, I'm never driving in Florida again. Go upstairs. Finally meet my roommate. Pass out. Like, that was my day. There was so much. I hated it so much. And I was so tired the whole day. My roommates were awesome though. I'm glad I got to meet them. And like the next day, I put up all my posters and it was fine.